tell me in a few words how I can help you.
Customer service?
I need a bit more information to properly route your call. Please tell me in a few words how I can help you. For a list of options, say main menu.
Main menu?
You can say, here my account balance, payments, here recent transactions, rewards, replace a card, update my account information, or more options.
More options.
Okay, now you can say, can I use my card? Travel, question a charge. Sorry, I didn't get that. Again, you can say, can I use my card? Travel, question a charge. Apply for a card. Set up my PIN, or cancel a card. For help with anything else, say representative.
Representative, please.
I understand you'd like to speak to a representative.
Oh, God. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Please say or enter the last 4 digits of your Social Security number.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your card number?
Customer service, please.
Okay, representative. First, I need to collect some information.
Oh,
Please
God.
say or enter your card number. If your card is not available, say I don't have it, or press the pound key.
Wow.
Okay, let's try.
Wow.
Sorry, just a moment. I'll connect you to a representative. This call may be monitored, recorded, and analyzed for quality improvement and fraud prevention.
Yes, ditto.
Hi, this is Lara. How can I help?
Yes, do you, can I speak to anybody within, like a campaign ad and commercial coordinator or, whoever's in charge of your, ads, commercials?
Commercials or ads? You mean the marketing team of American Express?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. The marketing department of American Express does not take in phone calls, but however, we do communicate with them by submitting a form. Did you recently receive any offers?
No, I didn't receive any offers. I was, curious as to your commercial that you have on TV. I think it's saying, the world isn't flat. And I totally took offense to that, because the earth, it actually is flat. And so I wanted to speak to who was in charge or who came up with that idea and is, using the flat earth concept as a promotion to sell a card. I mean, you guys are on YouTube and getting views, and I'm very offensive by it. If you know anything about governing the laws of nature, I mean, it dictates that natural water, the physics of water and how it behaves. It's always level. It always finds its level. And if you understand laws of perspective and how your eyeballs work, you would understand vanishing point and convergence lines and how your eyes only have limitations to see but so far. And so therefore, when a boat goes over the curve, you see a go over curve, but it's actually not a curve. It's your eyes are no longer can see that boat. So that myth has been debunked. It was an ancient myth. We have like cameras that can zoom in and see the boat, which disappeared out of your view, miles and miles and miles away past your 3-mile eyes limitation perspective. So another thing is that missiles cannot work on a globe. They do not negotiate curvature, and one being a Navy railgun missile, it's a projectile that shoots 100 miles. It's 100 miles. It's a line-of-sight weapon. Okay, it's electromagnetic. The force of it is what makes it go with superpower. This is a big whopper that we have. So it cannot negotiate curvature. It's a line of sight. You need line of sight to hit the target. You do not need satellites for missile guidance because satellites don't exist. We don't have a single picture on NASA.gov that shows any satellites in space. Okay, and so I spoke to NASA myself, and he says, no, we don't have images of satellites. And another thing is that railroads and train tracks, they don't lay on a curvature. Period. I got all the testimonials, and they just don't allow any kind of curvature. A set of rules for the 8-mile inch per square off the mile. Period. There's a world's record long distance scenery pick. Was I think it was like 200 miles something away. I mean, the mountain peak should be impossible to see. With the zoom lens, you can see it. Therefore, there's no curvature. Period. And I think that's it. I mean, their commercial is, I don't know why you guys are promoting, a lie, and we don't have a single image of Earth, period, from NASA.gov. The rockets are not getting out of space. The way the laws of motion work, there's no friction, there's no oxygen. Several factors you have to consider. All the motions that are going on the planet, you have to keep up, with the rotations and whatnot. So I don't know. I was just curious if I can speak to someone, about this commercial. I find very offensive. They obviously didn't do their research. I've been on this for 3 years. I thought the flat Earth was really, retarded, and I looked into it, and to my understanding, nobody can debunk it. This was something that came up from the Copernicus, time period, and he wrote a book, and from looking at star rotations, he assumed that we were spinning. We don't spin. There's no proof that we're spinning. So all the experiments that were done by heliocentrics, they proved that there was no spin, and it was deep, hidden under the cover, and swept under the rug. And we weren't taught this shit in school. Excuse me, my French, but I'm really ticked off about this commercial. And if anybody can speak to somebody about it as to why they would even promote this, it's a lie. It's the globe is a fairy tale.
Alright, well, I understand your concern and really appreciate you taking it with us here at American Express. Well, rest assured that your feedback is taken and that we'll submit a report to our marketing group, okay?
Oh, I would love that. Okay, so I mean, do you believe the Earth is a globe? I mean, you're going by like what you were taught in school, this, spinning globe, and underneath it says not for educational use. Aircrafts don't fly according to a globe; they fly to a flat Earth map. This has been proven over and over. Pilots speak out about this. Navy officers speak out about this. The planes do not, fly around a curve. They don't dip their nose, period. NASA.gov has a document that came out in 1988 where it says that planes fly relative to a non-rotating, flat, stationary Earth. It's abstract thinking or whatever, but they still posted it. It's common knowledge, and it's public, so they can't lie about it because they have to, fit their, the truth in there with the lie. So I'm just curious, personally, I mean, do you think that the Earth is a globe, and are you seeing curvature anywhere? Because people are out here doing all these experiments and proving science to be, just a fraud. I mean, just the whole.
I believe that my personal opinion on this is not going to help on this call that we have right now.
I was just personally, as a female to female. Everybody has their world views, but it's the person who shapes those views is it's at the end of the day, is it a lie or is it is it fraud, and how do you prove it to yourself? So this has been like a 3-year journey for me, just to get to the truth and to find out why they're lying, and they're hiding Antarctica. They have a treaty out there in existence for a while now, and nobody can explore out there to see if there's a magnetic pole down there, or if it's a continent, or if it may have more lands. I mean, I hear a lot of different, stories, and, explorers that went out there, were arrested, and yeah, nobody can go down there, and nobody circumnavigated north to south around the globe, only, east and western direction. So I was just asking personally, I mean, when you went into school, you were told, the Earth was a globe. They say gravity holds everything together, but, gravity is a theory. It's not a fact. And they're subject to change, when you create these theories. And it was definitely not well substantiated by any means, because you can't see gravity. You just see something fall, and density and buoyancy is the alternative. And your flat Earth model is like a very simple model. It needs no theoretics or assumptions. So I was just asking about your views. I mean, it's just a personal view.
I'm so sorry because I really cannot comment on that.
And why is that?
It's not my job to give my personal views on a phone call which is recorded by American Express. And then with the rest of this, everything again is your feedback is appreciated, and maybe I can check.
Well, hold up a second. Hold up a second. When you have a customer service call, you're pleasant. You speak to the caller, and you say things. How's the weather? You share what's going on. So I don't understand why you can't share your views on a place that we live at. A beautiful earth. So I don't know why you can't share your view on the earth. This is where we live. That doesn't.
Because it's not gonna help. It's not gonna be essential for this call.
It is essential. This is where we live. This is where we live, and NASA has been the space program that's supposed to provide us honest information. Which you look, if you go to their website, it's nothing but CGIs. These globe images can be duplicated on Adobe. I have it on my my photo album. You can change up the colors. You make all their consonants change in size throughout the years. It's you don't see stars, you don't see satellites, you don't see anything. I have footage that goes up all the way up to 1,000, 1,500 feet, and it's always a flat horizon where they have a fisheye lens faking this curve, even at lower altitudes. So they're faking the curvature. You understand? So there's no reason to fake the curvature. The curvature doesn't exist. Period. This has been proven. And it needs to be changed. And remember that you give children, they're going to learn these things in school. That you evolved from monkeys. Something exploded. To set all the motions of the planets. It's twirling around in all these different circles, and nothing explodes to something. Nothing is created from something is created from nothing. I mean, it's theories, and it's all bogus. It's somebody else's interpretations or explanations. That's incorrect. There's no proof. You can't apply the scientific method. The first step is to observe a phenomenon. You can't observe the Big Bang, okay, and you can't observe evolution as it happens, okay. You might manipulate something in the lab, create something, but it's not in the natural world. So I mean, I'm giving you like the seed of thought to think about, and what your child is being taught, and they're believing that aliens exist, and they're coming to save the planet, and they hide in the shadows or whatever, but they have all the answers, and it's all ties in with NASA, with the aliens, and hand in hand. And your child is going to learn this stuff. It's utter lies. It's unacceptable. You teach them that Santa Claus exists, and he doesn't exist, obviously. So this is just another lie, that's propagated by men of science that we're supposed to be trusting, to give us honest information, and it's fraud. It's unacceptable. I mean, NASA has been caught by the FBI buying child porn founded on their systems, and no arrest was made. Period. No arrests. Okay, it's unacceptable to be sitting over there and taking your pay out of money out of your pay, hard-earned money, paying taxes, to give us CGIs, and then find out that they are just buying child porn, thousands and thousands and thousands of images of children that are 3 years old. Now, if you think I'm lying, you can go check everything that I've said, and this is the smoking gun to teach your children what the truth is. It's about having morals, and sticking to your guns, and be a role model, to let them at least know the other alternative model, and let them know about all the fraud that's out there, so they can come to their own conclusions and critically think for themselves. Because I wasn't taught to critically think in school, you see. And I was never taught to question the experts. The experts don't know all the answers. They go against the God. They go against the Bible. They go against the creation story of, that we're so important in this world, and, God loves us. Jesus loves us. We're here for purpose. We're in an enclosed system. There's no meteors coming. There's no black holes sucking up, the universe. It's fearmongers at NASA. It's unacceptable. And I just say that you should, look into these just, for fun or whatever. And you'll come to the same conclusions that everybody's coming to. And we're just trying to have a scientific revolution, because the lies need to stop. And the children that we look at, they're going to grow up and run this country one day, and we certainly don't want them to, have these lies in their head, and then, come out and say, well, they're going to do this for the country, and serve an office, whatever, military, and then just be, a bold-faced liar, and go against what's right. So I'm sorry to take up your time. So I'm sorry I even asked the question. So, just let this sink in, and then, you come to your own conclusions and look into it, rather not. And I thank you for your time, ma'am. You're very nice to me.
I will.
Okay.
You too, ma'am.
It's very important to know where you actually live, and, what's above your head, and, what the truth is versus the lie. Okay.
I understand. Well, thank you, ma'am, for your call today. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Sure. You have a good day. God bless.